Hello, YouTube. Hope everyone's doing okay. This is a quick video about the Sony ZV-E10 camera. And it's not a review, just initial thoughts. I originally had a Sony A6300, and it was a great camera. I sold it to buy a GoPro Hero and this camera actually, and I got this camera set at 1080p, zoomed in as far as I can zoom in. But the GoPro is great for 4K action video, and the image stabilization is awesome. But I kind of missed making still images. I missed my A6300. So I went to buy another camera, and of course they're all at $1,000 or more. And I could have bought a used one, but you just don't know what you're getting into with a used camera. It's a bit of a gamble. So I bought a Sony ZV-E10. Now this camera is actually kind of small. I have it in a cage and a grip, and it looks bigger than it is. So just a few things I wanted to tell you about this camera if you were thinking about getting it. Unlike the A6300, the ZV-E10 is a plastic body. It's not metal. Has a smooth finish. It doesn't have a flash. It has an awesome microphone. Image-wise, it's 24 megapixels, just like the A6000 series. It's a little better than the A6300 because the ISO range is higher and lower than the A6300, and the video quality is better. With the A6300, it would kind of heat up, and you could only do so many minutes at a time, and this is unlimited. The ZV-E10 has a better stabilization mechanism than the A6300. It can do time-lapse and slow motion better than the A6300. The problem is it's a very small camera, and the grip didn't really fit me, so I got this, I don't know if you can see that, SmallRig grip, and it extends the grip so that it feels better in my hand. This camera right now is about, I think it's about $700 with the kit lens, the 16 to 50 millimeter, and this lens is okay. It's not fast, doesn't have great bokeh, but it's very useful, and it's relatively sharp. One of the downsides of the ZV-E10 is that it doesn't have a flash. So if you get this camera for flash photography, you're going to need a flash. And me personally, I wanted a flash that can be wireless. I can set it all from the camera and use it. Sony has those that this camera would link up with, but they're $300 or so. And again, I got it cheap. I didn't want to pay that much. And I didn't want a giant flash that would, you know, put too much pressure on this. So I got the Godox TT350. And this looks like a big flash, but it's actually a small flash. And it's relatively light. It sits up here really nice. It's not weighty. Now, To do wireless though with the camera, this flash is about 80 bucks. You have to buy a transmitter, and Godox has this X1 transmitter, and they have an X2, which is the new one. The X1 has a flash mount on this side. The X2 mount is over here. So this mounts like that. Not too bad. The X2 kind of mounts like that. So this is 40 bucks or 46 bucks, and the flash is 80, so that's 120 versus $300. What I liked about this is when I hooked it up and when I turn on the flash, turn this on, I didn't have to touch anything in here. It has a lot of manual settings, but I didn't have to touch anything. I just configured the flash to slave mode, and it was connected. And it can do TTL or manual. So that's what I really liked about the Godox X1. The X2, I don't know what the differences are aside from how it mounts and that it has bigger buttons. The flash now, if you're thinking about getting this set up, there's some things you need to know. Number one is this flash uses 2 AA batteries. And I use Anyloop, which is Panasonic rechargeable. And here's why. When I first got this flash, I put in dollar store AA batteries. The flash hated those. It wouldn't recharge. None of the controls would work right. When I pulled the dollar store batteries out, they were hot as fire. So I did some research and found out that these in-loop, I always call them envelope, but they're in-loop rechargeables, and they have a higher discharge rate than the standard alkaline batteries. And it comes on. Right now I have it set up to sync with the remote there, or with the transmitter, but you can see it has a diffuser, it has a reflector in here, and it's a pretty decent flash. See how fast that recharges with the envelopes or in loops? Pretty nice. For me, it was a little bit difficult to set up because the manual was clear, yet kind of lacking details. In other words, I'm stupid, but great lens. I mean, great flash. And it works great. It's a little weaker than the bigger version, but you can crank up the mode here, the power, and compensate for that. So again, if you get the TT350 flash, make sure you got quality rechargeable batteries. It doesn't like dollar store AA batteries. If you get the ZV-E10, you probably want to get a grip for it, because unless you have very small hands, it just doesn't feel good. And the grip is really nice. The lens that I got here, this is a nice little, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Miyake or Minky, whatever. But this is a 7.5 millimeter, and this is such a fun lens. It's a linear fisheye, which means on the APS-C mount, it's not a circle, but it's really, it feels the whole frame, but it's really fisheye like, and it's a fun lens to have. So okay, so that's the initial impressions with the ZV-E10, the Godox X1, and the TT350. It's a great combo to have. It's small. You can see, look, you got two lenses there, a transmitter, flash. It's pretty nice little setup. If you're thinking about getting this, just be mindful. The camera is plastic, doesn't have a flash. The grip is small. You'll need a flash. The microphone is great. And the kit lens is okay. The lens and camera are about 700 and some. I'm not sure. It varies. If you get an extra battery like I did, that's another $50. And then flash, you got to have the quality high discharge rate rechargeable batteries, because cheap AA's won't last any time. Okay, that's a quick little video. And again, it's not a review, it's just first. So to end this video, you guys stay safe, okay? Try to think ahead and try to avoid dangerous situations. Okay, bye-bye.